Yo, what's going on, guys? And we are hearing that the Buffalo Bills had a player-only meeting. Yes, this is coming from Latavius Murray, who you see on the screen currently. Let me pull up the screenshots that we have available to us. So first is from, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Dan Fetus. Says Latavius Murray said he led a players-only meeting, which is interesting because the next tweet was from, I believe, Andy Young, and he says Latavius Murray said he initiated a players-only meeting on the offense and that they're trying to communicate things. The exact quote is, "Those guys know I'm coming from a sincere place of us trying to communicate, trying to figure out what we can do better, what we can control as players," end quote, Latavius Murray said. Now, definitely an interesting turn of events if you guys been following this season. Everyone knows player only meetings aren't anything good, all right? Nothing good has ever came out of a player only meeting before. And that's where it definitely gets interesting when you look at this whole situation, because the Bills are a team that should be contenders, should be a lot more menacing, and that's not the case. You know, they went on a run, and this year it's been a weird year. Some people could say that, our man, Mr. Sean McDermott's lost the locker room, because I don't think Ken Dorsey's really the problem. Like, the plays are still the same; they're just not being executed. It feels like people aren't bought in, and that's where I'm at. Okay, because that's where it gets weird, and it becomes difficult to see. Because last year's team, all right, they went 13-3, and they had the second most points scored, and they gave up the second least amount of points in the NFL, and that speaks volume. This year, they're still top five in those categories. Okay, they're still there, but it's between the margins. All right, when you start to look at the rest of the stats for this team, it isn't the same. All right, this team right now doesn't feel the same. Josh Allen's out here almost throwing double-digit picks, and James Cook and Latavius Murray. I mean, Latavius Murray's not really doing much. James Cook's starting to figure it out, and he's been really good at times. And it's Gabe Davis has been a lot quieter than he has ever been before in the past. And the defense, I mean, you got Poyer and the rest of the boys, but it's still, as a whole, holistically, this team doesn't feel the same. Okay, and if you can comparison, this year they're scoring 26.7 points per game and giving up only 18. Last year they were still giving up only 18, but they were scoring 28 and a half. And I feel in their efficiency last year on fourth downs was almost 54%, and their third down efficiency was 50%. This year, they're still at 50%. Technically, they're 0.26 worse on third downs, and they're technically actually 1.5% better on fourth downs. So right there, you see the offense's efficiency is still there, but the team is 5-4, second in the AFC East. And obviously, the Miami Dolphins are really good, but this doesn't feel like a 5-4 squad. This feels like a team that's drowning and that isn't having the success that they once did. And that's where it gets kind of confusing to think about, okay, where do you go as a Buffalo Bills fan from here, thinking what this team needs to do? Because the pieces are all the same. Is this a coaching change needed? And I don't think so. I personally don't think so. But look, I think we all can agree that the window for this team needs to close. I mean, not close, but the window is closing on them. And the Bills, between weeks 2 and 4, they averaged 41 points per game. Over the past 4 weeks, they've only averaged 20.25 points per game. And they've already lost more games this year than they did last year. And they are still in the playoff hunt, but that's only because New York lost week 9. And we all said it, that, they're running out of margin for error, and they need to be confident. And that's something it seems like the team's lacking confident. And we heard the other day Josh Allen said, whatever, the other stuff stays here, and that they're just going to go play football. And it's a strange, I'll definitely say, strange situation that's kind of developing due to the fact that this team doesn't seem like there's an answer or a clear picture of why they're having these problems when the team is still the same. And Dalton Kincaid is an absolute dog, phenomenal player, but they can't capitalize on it. And that's the part that I definitely think is becoming frustrated as someone who watches the Bills, and I'm not even a Bills fan necessarily. I'm not a fan of anyone in the. I technically, I'm not a fan of anyone in the AFC East. Just watch football, but Miami Dolphins Stadium's like right in front of me. I'm like looking at it, like I couldn't throw a football to it. No, it's probably like 10 miles away. Well, it can't be 10 miles. It got to be like 3 miles, but like it's a bit more of a drive. I don't know. It's massive, and isn't your eyes only able to see 3 miles? I can see it. It's right there, like literally right there. But I do think that it's interesting what's going to develop with this season and what needs to be done to fix it. And that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. This is a team that Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, all right, Dalton Kincaid. Look, you got Von Miller still there. And the best part about this is Vonnie Boy and the defense still top five. All right, still playing good. And I know Vaughn really hasn't played this year. I'm fully aware, guys. He played October 8th, hasn't played since. But when I think of the Bills defense, I think of Von Miller, even though, again, he's literally had one tackle, I think, for the season. And that's another problem. You could say that the Bills have been an injury-bitten team for forever. And also, can someone tell me with Vaughn, is he healthy or injured? I know that he's not listed currently on ESPN's, but I've just assumed he's been injured. Okay, but Dawson Knox, Elam. You got Damian Harris, Daquan Jones, Matt Milano, Tre'Davious White, and being the main guys who are out. And it's actually interesting to see that. I'm curious. Can someone fill me in on Vaughn? I thought he was just injured. It seems like, okay, he's going to play this weekend, but I wonder, did they just, it's weird. It's weird. Can someone fill me on that? There's not much being reported on it, so someone fill me on that one. I'm sorry for like not knowing more about it. I honestly thought he was just on IR or something, and I just checked and he wasn't. But yeah, this isn't a good situation. And yeah, no, I think that's definitely interesting as well. So let me know your guys' thoughts, and I'm gonna head out. But that's basically going to be my video, and I'm waiting for this to get to 8 minutes. So if you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. Your support would mean the world. And yeah, we're gonna head out, guys. Till next time, puppies. Oh, everybody, I gotta go now. Bye, everybody.